Hello again. Today I'll show you how to create this card and how to mass produce. The main thing you need to remember is to break down everything you need to do into smaller tasks and do that as many times as you need for your cards. So in my case, I'm making 11 cards, and every task I do, I'm doing it 11 times. I might not be showing it on screen, but I am doing it 11 times. So I cut 11 backgrounds, I cut 11 card bases, and then I am going to fold the 10 card bases, and like every step of the way, I'm going to do that 11 times. The idea for this card came from my neighbor. He asked me to create an Easter card for him, and he said he wanted something kind of yellow that reminded us of spring and with either tulips or daffodils. So I thought I would make something very quick and easy, very simple. And I made the first card, the one that I showed you on the beginning of this video, and I showed it to him and I said, do you like it? Is this okay? Does this work for you? He said yes, and he asked me to make some more. So I made 11 more in the video to on camera to complete like a dozen. Here you can see me blending. I chose two different shades of yellow. They're kind of a medium shade, both of them. You can zoom in and see the colors on your screen. They're both by Altenew. One, it's kind of more like an ochre, and the other one is like a bright yellow. The bright yellow one, I ink blended it first and I fit it into white in the center. And then I just felt like the border needed a little bit more of darkness to make it, like, to give it more depth. So I brought the ochre, sorry. Oh goodness. I brought the ochre color to intensify it a little bit. All of them I did the same way, except for the very last card. I'll show you at the end. That one is going to be a bit of a surprise. I'll show you the two different ones at the end. Well, the ones that I'm making and creating now on screen, and the one that I did slightly different. And you tell me in the comments which one you like the most and what do you think the difference is. Okay. So I used the embossing folder and I embossed all 11 panels. And then here are my card bases. I'm just going to start gluing them together. I used white glue, regular white glue. My one there is the quick grab one. And it's gonna look in the video like I am using a preposterous amount of glue. I am not, I promise. This glue, I put it into smaller bottles with the fine tip, so I can't really get that much glue at a time. And I just made sure to spread it all over the surface, like the back of my background, because of the dimension. I just wanted to make sure that it would stay in place, and there's not that many areas that make contact with the card base, so I just wanted to make sure that it would stay in place. Here are all of them ready to go, and the next step for these cards is actually die cutting. I die cut all my sentiments, mostly off camera. This is like the end of it. I did choose two different alphabet die sets because the letters repeat, and I thought that if I use two different die sets, then I wouldn't have to run those letters through my die cutting machine that many times. I need 9 letters for the sentiment of each card, which means that I will have to die cut it already 99 letters for these 11 cards. So I just didn't want to do it all over again. Here I am just trimming the soupy leg of the letter N because I wouldn't have space for it. this alphabet die that I made the main sentiment, the word reason, the letters are kind of wide. So because I'm making my card in portrait orientation, I have just exactly the the width that I need to do it, and I couldn't really keep the leg. And then I chose once again to use double-sided adhesive because it will be quicker and faster and easier, and I wouldn't have to die cut that many times. But if it's easier for you, then by all means die cut more of the same letters and stack them up. That is always like better. It's more resistant and sturdier than doing what I'm doing here. This is just the quickest, the fastest option. So now all I need to do is arrange those letters, and I like to place them on my panel to see the spacing, and then I can just remove the backing that I put on that from that double-sided adhesive and stick them down. That's very easy. I started with the letters N, E, S, and R, and then I just left the space in between for the letter I. The letter I can't really line up with the ruler because it has that swoopy um, line that goes below the letter of the level of the letter, if that makes sense to you. So I have to remove the ruler to actually stick it down. But the other ones I line up with my T-square ruler. If you guys don't have one in your stash, I do recommend it. I use it a lot. I am not great with eyeballing. And this ruler saves me every time. So I'm just going to stick down the other letters, and this is it, guys. I'll show you in the end, like all of them together. And I sped up this video to make it quicker and faster. But if you do recreate it with other cards, just bear in mind that your steps might change because like in this one I didn't use any stamping, for example. So there will be a step for you that will be just stamping either a sentiment or an image, or if it's an image you're going to also maybe have to color it, so that's another step. And I usually always finish my cards with the sentiments and embellishments. Those are usually my last steps. But your steps will be different depending on how your card is designed, and how what are the steps needed to make the card that you want. But overall, I just thought I would share this one with you as an example. I do use a lot of die cutting on my cards, and um, you probably will notice this, or if you've watched some of my other videos, you probably noticed it already. I do prefer to die cut, and lately I'm also falling in love with 3D embossing folders and also with stencils because they make creating a card so much easier, and I just love that. Coloring takes time, so I am a bit lazy. Okay, this is my sentiment stuck down, and here are all the cards that I created. I'll show you all of them, but you see that it's the same thing. I just turned them around because of the dimension of the sentiment, so they wouldn't be lopsided. And this is the last one, the odd one. Tell me what you think. It's different about it. Have fun. Bye.